Okay, so in this video, I am going to be explaining the different levels of, living lifestyles. And of course, only have like about a couple of minutes, so I have to speed fast through this. Hopefully, one day I'll be able to make a full video, but I gotta speed fast. I may miss a certain few things. Um, but I just want to get the message through. So let's go through these different lifestyles. So first, I'd like to say that the first lifestyle I'm gonna go through first is homeless and lows. If you know what that is, homeless and lows is basically begging, out in the street, going to super kitchens or whatever. You might have seen, um, and what else? Living in and out of shelters, and of course cars too as well, and that is what you call living in homeless and lows. Like I said, this is gonna be fast track. I might miss a few things. Try to get this done. So second is lows. Lows is basically when you're in this living condition, when you might have like a sheet out the window, living room is a room, um hands on jobs, um trying to get credit, um borrowing money from relatives, and etc. That is lows. Specifically, I call that the unprivileged. They can get a job, but sometimes it's not enough. Like, depending on how many kids you have, it might not be enough if your spouse isn't there to help. You just let and make ends meet. Sometimes it's just not there, and that's why we call it the unprivileged still, until you get that payout that you need to support your family fully. And that's like probably more than like whatever hours you make. Like the salary with 18, 50 or something, I'm making something up, an hour is like probably more enough for your family, other than something very low like minimum wage, like 8 kids or like whatever number below that. That's not even that too. So yeah, that's what you call lows, the unprivileged. And actually, of course, living on welfare, government support, and also some is on disability, and other things. But I believe that is sort of privilege. Okay, that's a privilege almost. So unprivileged is welfare, is welfare actually. I think their wages are a bit higher a month. Yeah, I believe. So the unprivileged is mostly with welfare. So yeah. So next is middle and lows, and that's who I call the privilege. And the privilege is with the unprivileged. The privilege is typically a person that has, well, not your person, but like if you're a person that lose, you like them a lot because they have, like snacks in their house. I'm doing kids, I'm sorry, sometimes. Or adult, they have snacks, they got food to give you in the house. Like when you're not unprivileged, it's not like a lot you can eat, really. Um, like you gotta have your food stretched and you gotta borrow, so you probably have like a pack of noodles to eat probably, and like something to drink because you had like $2 or something, then you gotta eat another pack of noodles, like, or a bag of chips. Like it's very like very sorrow section of the world. The urban streets is very sad, and a part of the urban streets is the privilege there too. I was letting everybody know that it's people do that I just mentioned, like those individuals that can get paid like 18.50 or stuff like that, and whatever wages they have, or even minimum wage if you know how to check pick right, check picker, if you know how to do a check pick right, and like pick all your stuff out when if you finally get an apartment, then I believe that you can save your bank account up, and be good into, middle and lows, the privilege. So other than that, the privilege is, those are basically years ago because it went away. I just noticed it. So like you see done with like Pampers and Huggies, and you see the unprivileged with, Fitties, and then you see the privilege with McDonald's mostly every week or every day, even every day. Out food, um, yeah, like the unprivileged probably once a month, probably 2 months. You gotta eat like a pizza or something. Like the unprivileged is very very. I ain't gonna say very very sad, but it's just like society. Like it looks very downton, and like a lot goes on. It's hard. So yeah. So everyone wants to be the privileged. So they have their like room and the TVs. Like when you're the when you're non-privileged, you gotta share your room with your brother and your sisters, and like a bunk bed and stuff. And you just got like if you like a team, like you don't have your personal space, you gotta share, and then you gotta okay, so and then you gotta get your own laptop and stuff. You can't like I mean like when well you gotta go use your friend laptop when you're the unprivileged. When you got your own, like with privilege, you old. So yeah, like the unprivileged is basically those individual children or peers or adults and stuff that won't ever go to really a concert. um they just don't have the money, like not even like get like 2 3 years that they probably can like 2 or 3 years off of luck, like probably an aunt or uncle, or just plain luck. Other than that, not at all really, until they get their life situated, like the children when they get older. So the unprivileged is like really a place of a gather of sorrows. Like everyone is in the same predicament, and that's a place that Tupac talked about as well, and said we should stay as brothers and sisters. And I see what he means because we all going through the same situation. It's just different, you know, in its own way, but the same thing. So yeah, that is what I am in. The unprivileged. I'm not the privileged. um we are just born on gratitude, pure gratitude. But yeah, of course, what we go through as non-privileged and privileged is like we're in the same environment and we're all together, honestly. So like the urban streets, also known as the hood and stuff too. So we're all together as a same team, but it is a separation with the privileged and the non-privileged as well. But it based on your finances when it comes to the privilege, how well you do finance, like if you gotta pay like student loans stuff like that, you may also be in a predicament that is not enough either. You have to go higher with your career and everything else to save. So since that isn't basically technically speaking enough anything, like I'm not trying to be funny, like it's worse to even stumble onto a lifestyle of being the unprivileged. Um I just think that as that we should, have our, time and our, share of help to get out of this and to get through it, together as, one. And that's all I have to say for right now. I'm gonna make another video about this because this one was too short. But yeah, I am the non privileged, and my experience was one heck of a time. That's all I had to say for this video. Enjoy your life. Better than today.